there is a spiritual meaning behind that love bombing that happens with a narcissist. This is one of the keys to resolve all of or most of the issues we have interacting with these people. A narcissist is a very surface level person. They are controlled by that false self, which is ego. This is why they seem so hollow, why they're concerned with the material world. It's why you probably, if you think about it, you probably never had a deep conversation with a narcissist. And if you did, in hindsight now, it feels like something was off. And it was probably a fake conversation to begin with, something that they put on an illusion of vulnerability to get you to open up. And if you noticed, if you've gone to that hateful stage with a narcissist, they use all those vulnerabilities against you. When the narcissist did their final discard on me, they all of my deepest insecurities that I kind of told them subliminally and through my words and actions, they use them to dig their nails into me and create like deep emotional wounds. Why does the narcissist love bomb you? Part of it is they're trying to soften you up. When we speak about a spiritual connection, what is that? It's our deep emotional side. Those deep inner thoughts, what I've sometimes said is our subconscious. They're parts of us that are they are parts of us that are really hidden, and narcissists can't tap into these things. They run away from them. You've probably never had a serious conversation with a narcissist either, even about those fake things that they care about. Whatever your narcissist cares about, like it's usually status, um, hookups, like all that stuff that's very primal and surface level, which is all okay. It's part of the human experience. But when that's all you do, your life becomes very empty. I I've been there myself where I was a very hedonistic person and I was doing a lot of drinking a lot, hooking up with a lot of people. And essentially what that is you're running away from yourself. I was numbing myself with all of these addictions because I didn't want to look deep within. I was running away from who I was deep down. And essentially that's what the narcissist is doing. A narcissist's life is just one whole big coping mechanism. They gaslight you to cope with the fact that reality isn't agreeing with their extremely high sense of self that is just impossible. There's no human being can live up to the standards that the narcissist fantasy that they have in their head. Part of the reason the love bombing phase, when it ends so abruptly, it hurts us. It's because we actually connected with that narcissist on that spiritual, emotional level when they didn't. There's a big argument of whether they manipulate, it was a planned thing in their head or whether they just compulsively did it. The thing is, it's both. The harsh reality of the love bombing phase is the narcissist is a very lost person. In their sick world, in their sick personality disordered world, they believe that they loved you in a sense. But people get offended at that statement because no, they don't love us the way you're supposed to love people, right? When you love them for who they are in an altruistic sense of the human experience. A narcissist loves loves the person that they love bomb to try to get something out of them. It's not necessarily this planned out thing. What makes us incredibly powerful as human beings is that we have the ability to remember the past, to try to predict the future, we have a sense of time, right? Something obviously like other animals don't have. Like a dog isn't thinking about what it did 5 days ago. That's what makes us so powerful. But the narcissist is living on that lower plane like other animals. They're very carnal human beings. Their sense of time is really distorted. And when you add in that personality disorder, you add in the fact that they're trying to prop up this false sense of self, they don't really have that much of a capacity, trust me, to plot and like they're not thinking that far ahead as much as you believe to. I think that's a lie people tell themselves it's like a comforting lie to say that oh this person had this all planned out from the start because the truth is more hurtful. The truth is that this person loved you in a sick twisted way, in a very selfish way, and then they just dropped you at the drop of a hat, like an item, like a hat, and it hurts. It hurts because you're giving significance, emotional, spiritual significance to a person who did not connect on you on that level. They just gave you the facade and the veneer of an emotional connection because through experience they've learned that that's what people are. That's the way you get people give you things in their world, right? That's the way they manipulate people. So they had to pretend to be that person. And then when they get tired of pretending to be that person, when they find another person, when for whatever weird reason the narcissist just gives up on the love bombing phase, that's why it just feels so jarring because that doesn't normally happen, right? No one just that drastically stops loving you. Typically, it's a long, even when it's when you married with someone for like years and years and years, and then one day they kind of say, "I want a divorce." That wasn't a drastic change. That person thought about it for a long time. They were not a narcissist, and they went back and forth and stuff. The narcissist wasn't like that. They were never really in it from the beginning because they don't have the capacity to connect with you on that level. And you see this in a lot of the world. That is why when you step out into the world today, especially in like more first world countries where people are so concerned on narcissistic things, right? Like getting ahead in their career, that whole thing. People have lost that component, that loving spiritual side of themselves. And that's why people are starting to feel so cold. That's why when you have a conversation with someone and it's very surface level, it doesn't mean anything and it doesn't really fulfill you. And one of the common things that happens with empaths is they tend to isolate themselves because no one, especially in the modern world, is really connecting to them on that level, and they're tired of these very surface level relationships. I myself am very tired of these very fake love kind of relationships, this very you do this for me, you do that for me kind of relationship where I really long for a genuine connection, and it's been very hard to find. That's why when you have a conversation with someone and it's deep and meaningful, you talk about things that not surface level things like the weather or how was your day yesterday. When you really talk to them about heartbreak, when you talk to them about the struggles of depression, like deep, meaningful things, it really resonates with you. When you keep trying to go back to the narcissist and relive that love bombing phase, you're trying to get something out of someone that they aren't capable of. And you've seen it if you've gone back to them, you've seen them go through like another, and it's never as good as it was in the beginning. And it's always shorter, like another mini love bombing phase. When someone can just suddenly stop loving you like that, it means that they only loved you on that very egotistical surface level. It was just like everything else in the narcissist life, the status they want, the money, the fame, the nice house. You were just the love they want, the love they wanted from you. It was just like an object to them. And that's what they wanted back. They like that you're a good person and that you do things for them. But they appreciate it just like all the other objects in their life. They're interchangeable. When you aren't giving them the love or the love they deem unrealistically necessary for them, then they replace you. Just like if they have like a new car and then it's like it gets old, so they just buy a new one. That's how they treat everything else, and that's how they treat you because that's how they see love. They don't see it the same way we do. And this is just a karmic lesson that life has presented to you. When you go back to this person and you keep trying to relive the love bombing phase, you're trying to get something out of someone that they cannot give you.